So this is going to be a reading on, well, okay, so the intention was your next 3 months, but the first two piles, it kind of read more as like the next 3 to 6 months. And then for the third pile, it was an even longer term kind of energy that's kind of just extending from the next 3 months to a year. So I will call this the next 3 to 6 months with that caveat in mind about pile 3. So it's going to be about those next 3 to 6 months primarily. The energy is that you're beginning now to move into, and what you're going to start noticing about the themes or patterns in your next, several months within that time frame. And things to kind of look out for, things that you're going to be working on, focusing on. There's some good advice here and a lot of good scenarios and specific things that came up that could help you in your next 3 to 6 months to a year. So we're going to have 3 piles to choose from. In the next screen, you can pick your pile. I hope you enjoy. I hope it helps. And I will see you again soon, I hope. Your next 3 months will look like, what you can expect, and major themes that may be taking place over your next 3 months. For you guys, I'm getting and feeling and sensing a big indication of time here. So if you're watching this while I'm filming it, it is currently Libra season. So we have that energy here. So I think starting now, around this time, you're beginning, or you're either beginning a new project or you're recommitting to a project that you started previously in the past. I think a lot of you, if you haven't already started yet, you're going to soon be working more with other people. There's going to be an emphasis on relationships. And I think it's relationships of different types. I would say especially platonic and friendship type of relationships. Those are going to be more the focus for your next 3 months. I'm also feeling like the themes that we're talking about for your group is going to be more than just the next few months. I think these next 3 months, whenever you're watching this from, you're kind of working. You're kind of putting your nose to the grind. Is that what they say? Nose to the ground? But you're just going to be working hard. And I think that you're going to be leaning into your connections with other people. I think that may definitely already be beginning for you during this Libra season, which if you're watching this, even if you're watching it later, that's kind of the energy that's in the air for you. It's kind of, there's a more focus on your connections with other people. And I am getting this could be business work connections or school connections or networking or opportunities or projects working with friends or something like that. But there is an indication of friendship here. So I'm feeling like the holidays are coming up soon. It's already October when I'm filming this. So if you're watching this now, there's already kind of more of a natural emphasis on, celebration and spending time with loved ones and whatnot. So I feel like you're going to be leaning into that the next few months. I see happiness here too, which is a great sign. I think it's overall going to be a harmonious time for you. I don't feel a lot of like difficulties or hardship. I think there's going to be potentially some hard work, like you're working on something and you're putting in like hard work in that way. But as far as like discord or disharmony, I think there's not going to be a lot of that. However, I do have opposition, the opposition card here, but also trine next to it. So I have this astrology deck here. So those are kind of like very different aspect energies, because opposition, imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. And then you got trine, angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. So this is like having discord with someone or like something going on in your life, or even discord within yourself, like that dual nature that we all kind of battle with throughout our lives. And the trine energy is when something is working harmoniously. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be evaluating your different types of relationships, and a lot of it has to do with platonic relationships and how they affect you, and do they help build you up, or are they useful for you in your greater long-term path, or are they serving to like block you or lead you astray in any way? This is a time of evaluating your relationships. And I think that's going to be happening for you throughout, from now to like, I would say the next 6 months, because you have Aries season as this last card here. And that's about 6 months away, because we're in Libra season now, which is the opposing sign. I was very much getting this opposing energy even before I pulled most of these cards. There's kind of like this tug of war. I know I said things feel more kind of like harmonious for you. It's when you're focusing on what you're working on and the relationships and partnerships that are going to help get you there. That's what's going to flow harmoniously for you. But I think that any relationship that you have with another person that may be holding you back in some way, those are the ones that I think you're likely to decide to put distance between. And I think that right now you're kind of doing the evaluation process, and that's going to be happening over the next few months. And I would say between Aquarius and Aries season, or if you're watching this at a different time, I would say between that 3 month and 6 month mark, regardless. But if you're watching this right now or in October, Aquarius through Aries season, which those are coming up in a few months, or that range. Hopefully that makes sense. So that is when you're likely to cut out some people that may not be the best influence for you moving into this more serious phase of life. And in doing so, you're going to be attracting in more relationships that are going to be emotionally fulfilling for you. You may be a very watery type of person and really value an emotional connection with someone that you have any sort of relationship with, including friendship. And when you lean into those types of relationships, that's when you're drawing in the most happiness and joy for yourself. And we also have travel. So I'm feeling like in the next few months, a lot of you may find yourself traveling or going on a significant trip, or just taking a vacation potentially. Some of you may be moving to a new home, or especially with the Chariot here. So there's movement, and Cancer, if you think of Cancer and like Chariot energy, I feel like it could be moving to a new home. It could also be moving or traveling out of state, moving to a new state, even a new country for some people. But there's some sort of movement here, and I think a lot of you are going to have a change in house. So yeah, I want to pull some more tarot for what may be happening in the next few months. Queen of Swords. I'm feeling like I don't know, it goes back with what I was saying before. I feel like a lot of you are going to be more selective of who you tell your business to. I think you're going to be more withholding of certain information about yourself, and you're going to choose which relationships you want to cultivate and put time and effort and energy into. But I think that even from the people close to you, I think there's going to only be a select few that you're sharing these plans with, and that you're allowing to help or have any sort of input. I think for a lot of you, this is very much kind of, it's you finding that balance between independence and your own independent thought and planning and your long-term vision for yourself, versus balancing that with still wanting to get objective, opinion and feedback from other people, but also help and kind of a more objective view that sometimes we need when we're going through situations in our life or making plans for our future. You're in that period of time right now, this Libra season, where you're kind of consciously or kind of more subconsciously, this may be kind of something a little bit more on the background, but it's something that you may find that you're focusing on during this time, especially if you're watching this during Libra season. Let's see. Let's see what else comes up. I always drop cards when I shuffle. That's part of why I like to pull the cards ahead of time, because I'm always dropping the deck. So Strength, Leo energy. I think, yeah, there's something. And then also look at the Queen of Swords has like this armor here, and she's, she exudes strength. And then we got Strength, and we got the Wheel of Fortune. I think that you have really, really learned the lesson of keeping your plans to yourself and just moving in silence and allowing the results to speak for themselves when it's time to harvest that. You're there cultivating your garden until it's time to harvest it. You're not over here telling everybody your business or what you're working on exactly necessarily. You're going to allow the results and the outcome to speak for itself. And the Wheel of Fortune, it's like you're putting in that time and work and energy right now so that it could pay off for you in the future. And you have accepted the fact that it's going to take time and patience, and it's not an overnight process, because the plans that you have and the goals that you have and your purpose, is so much higher and so much further out than where you are now. And you're okay with putting in that time and that work and that energy to learn and grow and build this, grow it from a seed to a massive tree. But that takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So you're putting in that time and work right now so that the Wheel of Fortune, when the time is right in divine timing, will turn in your favor and bring you the results that you are looking for. You have this faith and hope that it's going to happen, and you're willing to put in that work and energy to get there, and that you will be met halfway by the divine and your spirit team, and that they're guiding you. So beautiful energy. And I saw this earlier too, and now it's falling out. The Knight of Swords, it's more of that swords energy. I think that you're learning to balance the heart and the mind, and to satisfy both of their needs and balance those energies, because logic and feeling and emotion can blend harmoniously together. You don't want to be too skewed in any one direction. So you're allowing yourself to be heart-led in your plan making, but you're also being smart about things, and you're thinking things through, and you're also taking decisive action over the next few months. You are thinking things out, yes, but when it's time to make a decision, I think that you're feeling, look at the Queen of Wands, I was just going to say, you're feeling confident to do so. So now we have that Queen of Wands energy, which is and we have Strength, Leo. These are very fiery, confident energies here. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, working on skills. You're putting in the work now. You are refining something that you've been working on and something that's been close to your heart. And you're ready to take it to the next level. And like I said, you're willing to put in that time and effort. In the next few months, you're going to be really, really working hard on that. And I think in that 3 to 6 month mark out from whenever you're watching this, you're going to really start to see the results in a very tangible way. And it's going to surprise you. 10 of Cups. I feel like this is one of the most positive cards. This is about like attainment, like full emotional satisfaction. Like the 9 of Cups is a wish fulfillment. I feel like this is ultimate wish fulfillment. This is when you kind of like reach a pinnacle of success for yourself, which is also the 10 of Pentacles. But with the 10 of Cups, there's very much more of a sentimental and like emotionally satisfying energy to this. So it's beautiful energy. It's like you can see the end goal here, and you know that it's inevitable that you're going to get there if you put in that work. But it's not about just like blindly working away at something. You're actually putting a lot of thought to this. You're allowing your heart to lead you, and you're keeping an eye and keeping your vision on what's going to be the most emotionally satisfying thing for you. But you're also being smart about it. You have that confidence and that fire and that spark to get you there. There's also a longevity here to all of this energy as well. So that's what's going to be happening in the next few months. There's going to be a focus on relationships, as I was saying. I feel like a lot of platonic relationships, but any one-on-one kind of relationships or partnerships with anyone. You're going to be evaluating these relationships. You're going to be leaning into your support system, but I feel like for most of you, there's a select few people that you're really allowing in, and that you're really trusting with your plans and trusting to have any sort of help or input, because this is a very, this is something you need to be in control of, because this is your life and you know that, and you're taking the reins of your life, and you're working as hard as possible to bring in that balance with your relationships with other people, and also bring in that balance within yourself, because you know it begins with yourself. You're balancing the dark and the light within. You're balancing the masculine and feminine. You're moving forward decisively, and it's all going to pay off for you. I think there's going to be physical movement for you as well as mental movement as well, but you're putting in the work so that when the wheel of fortune turns again, it's going to be in your favor. And I think that you're really going to start to see results in that, between that 3 to 6 month mark, if you put in the time and effort now and be very discerning about the relationships you have and what you tell to who and how public you are with things, even via social media and whatnot. Like keep a lot of your plans to yourself and your vision, your long-term vision, to yourself now, and you will feel so much more satisfied when the results are able to speak for themselves. So that's your energy of your next 3 months. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in another one again soon. Hi, pile number 2. This is your reading for what will the next 3 months look like for you. And like pile number 1, I'm getting a bit of an additional timeline too. So for you guys as well, I feel like it's going to be through the rest. So if you're watching this now in October, it is Libra season. I think that this is also going to be like the next kind of like 6 months for you, because we have like Pisces here, and that is almost, it's like 5 to 6 months away. So anyway, this is going to be over the next 6 months, but we're looking most specifically in the next 3 months. So what I want to say, kind of like your current energy, or maybe even the energy you're kind of beginning to move out of, but you guys are just feeling really tired, really exhausted, really worn out, and kind of pushed to your limits mentally. I feel like a lot of you have felt like, maybe things feel like they're going wrong or going left for a while now, or maybe you've just been living in survival mode. I'm feeling, or maybe struggling mentally, feeling stretched too thin, and you've kind of reached the point where you just had to throw your hands up and say, like, I give up, like, universe, do what you got to do. And now you're kind of in that state of going with the flow, like when you finally allowed yourself to let go of control of the situation and just allow yourself to feel the emotions that came with everything that was going on for you. That was when things finally, just like that, I feel like it finally started to feel like it was turning around. And it may feel like a slow process, but I think that you're finally starting to see the sun come up. You know, you've already hit the dead of night, the most darkest time of light, and the sun has been slowly rising for a little bit of time now, and you're finally starting to see it kind of begin to creep over the horizon. And it's gonna take some time for you to get to that place of feeling stable again, but I really feel like over the next 3 to 6 months, you're kind of like pile one, you're gonna begin to start seeing the results of that. Around Capricorn season to Pisces season, you're going to really begin to see the results, you know, at the turn of the new year, if you're watching this when I'm posting it. But you could just go by the timeline that I'm saying if you're watching this at a future date. But either way, things are beginning to turn around finally. And Uranus, it says radically change on it, and you feel like you have radically changed from the events that have happened in the past, 6 months to a year. All of the things that you've been through, you're finally in that place where you can gain closure and close off old cycles and kind of release whatever you need to release so that you can begin a brand new cycle that feels more harmonious and more balanced for you. And we have peace here, so you're finding peace. I'm feeling like you're going to be taking more time for solitude, whatever that looks like for you, especially, we're moving into fall season, or maybe you're kind of like feeling like you're still in an autumn season of your life, or like winter season, but you're kind of feeling more in balance with yourself. We have Temperance at the bottom here. You're beginning to feel more in balance, and you're beginning to embrace solitude and like time to yourself, because you are finding more peace in the quiet, because you are coming into more peace and harmony within yourself. And so now you're very selective about who you allow in your space and who you spend time with. A lot of you in the next few months are going to be leaning into your relationships with your family. You may, especially if you have positive relationships with your family or certain family members, or your partner, your children, or people that feel like family to you, whatever family looks like to you. And there's also, I thought there was a pet on here, but it could even be our furry friends, But you're going to be leaning into those that are family or feel like family to you. And I see good luck here. So I feel like, if you were feeling mentally exhausted, like things weren't really going right, or you just weren't feeling satisfaction in whatever it was that you were doing or like had to focus on, and you became so mentally worn out, it's like now you're focusing on yourself a little bit more too with the Sun card. You're actively focusing on putting more into yourself, pouring more into your own cup, and pursuing a path that makes you feel more confident in yourself and in your abilities, and where you can kind of show off your positive traits or showcase your own talents. You're allowing the light to shine more on different aspects of yourself that will help boost your confidence. And a lot of you maybe even be pursuing like self-employment or furthering your skills in a certain avenue, maybe a career change or bringing in multiple streams of income, I feel like there's going to be a bit more of an emphasis on practical matters during this fall time. I think you're going to be kind of crunching the numbers a little bit more, and that's going to amplify even more. I feel like when the sun is in the sign of Capricorn, if you're watching this when I post this, which is in like a few months from now. So I feel like there's going to be, regardless of the timing, there's going to be a focus on more practical matters. You're going to be more security minded and be like more in your bag. And I think that the universe and your spirit team is going to be shining favorably on that, because you've put in a lot of time and energy, and you're making a concerted effort to better your life, and you're going to be met with enthusiasm by the universe. They're going to help you get there, especially the more positive you remain and you are beginning to think in a more positive mindset, because you knew you were stuck in a rut or struggling mentally, and that's totally fine. Like, we all have times like that throughout our life, and I think the more we try to fight that, the longer it takes to move out of it. So when you finally surrendered and just let go of control, it's like, okay, now things are actually feeling a little bit lighter, and it's going to continue to go in that direction. Just keep working on whatever it is that feels more practical for you to focus on, that's going to get you the tangible results that you want to see. As long as you keep your focus on that over the next few months, it's going to really help you a lot in getting to where you want to be. We also got house 6, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. So you're going to be focusing more on your day-to-day life too, and maybe implementing healthier habits or organizing different aspects of your life, maybe budgeting more. A lot of it, I think, does have to do with your finances and your resources in that way. And it's also, I think a lot of you are going to be working on a specific skill or a specific project as well. But I definitely see an emphasis on implementing some healthier habits. It could be having to do with your health as well, as it was saying. And it could also just have to do with the practical day-to-day details of your life, that if you implement positive, productive habits day-to-day for 3 months, for 6 months, like, you're going to begin to see big results that are going to probably surprise even you. And you got that radically changed, like I was saying, with your honest. So it's like you're going to be working on things for, day to day, but it's like all of a sudden, like 3 to 6 months is nothing time wise, in the grand scheme of things. So it's going to feel like a radical change to you and also to like other people around you. So that's really what's going to be happening for you. Yeah. In the next 3 months, next 3 to 6 months. And I think like I said, there's going to be an emphasis on your family. And I think for a lot of you that may have been struggling to support your family, like financially, or balancing like work and being able to spend time with your family, I think that that's also going to come more into balance for you. And that's going to be part of this peace. You're going to be more at peace with your day-to-day life. You're going to be able to structure your schedule that includes or like balances your time with your family and balances the time to yourself and to better yourself for your long-term situation. So that's what's going to be happening your next few months. Thank you so much, pile 2, and I hope that helps. I don't know, my voice is feels like it's going out a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Hi, pile 3. This is your reading for your next 3 months. It's been more like 3 to 6 months in the past couple of piles, and for you guys, I would say it's even a longer time frame. We're definitely still looking at the next 3 months, so you're going to see kind of that short term. But I feel like for your pile, I mean, we got the World and Judgment, and those are both, those are the last major arcana cards, both of them respectively. And so Judgment and the World, I really feel like it's going to be the next like 6 months to a year. This is kind of like a lingering energy for you. So the next like 6 months to a year, we also got like this Queen of Cups, which is reminding me of like, let's see, what else do we got here? I'm just getting like a Pisces kind of season energy. So I'm filming this in Libra season, which is also here. So I feel like now, if Libra season, or if you're watching this at a different time, the period of now between like now and 6-ish months, you're going to begin to see these things happen. But I think you're going to see even more results when you look back a year from now, when you look back from that time, a year starting from now. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. So a lot of you are going to be in a time of solitude over the next 3 months, 6 months to a year. You're going to be kind of like finding yourself leaning into your own wisdom more, your own intuition, and allowing you're going to be stepping more into emotional intelligence too, and the strength that comes with sensitivity, being sensitive to energy, being sensitive to other people's motives, and being sensitive and perceptive of other things. You know how to read between the lines when a lot of other people may not be able to, and it comes naturally to you. And you're going to be leaning into that intuition more and that inner wisdom. And you're going to be making character judgment on other people, and judgment on situations as well, potential choices or options that you have. You're going to be able to look at all of these things in your life with a more discerning eye, and you're going to be able to make judgment based on like the true character of someone, or the energy or aura that you feel, or how a certain situation or potential choice or option like makes you feel on a deeper level. And you're going to be leaning into your emotional senses more, and it's going to help you to make wiser decisions. And also it's going to help balance you out so that you could see things more objectively in a way, especially if you were a person that was kind of like more over analytical, or used other kind of like factors to weigh things out. We have a lot of cardinal energy here because we have Libra and Aries and the cardinal card itself. These are both cardinal signs, and they're both opposing each other. In each pile, including yours, we're getting that duality energy, that opposition energy. It's very interesting. Lots of opposition energy. And I feel like the next 3 months and 6 months to a year, because like I said, you guys have a longer time scale, like, so it's going to be even more of a long-term kind of tremendous change for you, because it's going to take a little bit longer for everything to really click into place, but it's going to be so worth the wait. And in the meantime, you're not just sitting around. You are taking action in your life with all this cardinal energy. You are taking control of the relationships in your life, and you're trying to make it in a healthy, balanced way. You know, you're also taking control of your own life and your own actions. You're not trying to bulldoze over anybody, but you're trying to bring things into balance, but you're using more discernment. So if something doesn't sound right to you, or something doesn't feel right to you, you're not afraid to give someone pushback, or you're not afraid to ask questions. We also got this clarity card here. You're not afraid to cut through the BS and like get to the heart of the matter and get to the truth. And it's like you're not entertaining facades anymore. You're not allowing anybody to try to pull a fast one over you, or you're not playing along with other people's games. If you sense it, like, you can peep game real quick, and you're gaining clarity on these situations, and you're getting clarity on certain relationships in your life. So for that next 3 to 6 months, 6 months to a year, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. Like I said, this is a longer term energy, but like we have love coming in. So I think that, and we have Libra. and fire. So there might be a significant relationship. It could be a new one, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be an existing romantic relationship. If you're currently in a relationship, I think that you're going to really be taking a close, hard look at this current relationship that you're in, or maybe a relationship from the past that you may still be thinking about or still trying to process. You're going to be able to take a look at this specific relationship, or could it even be more than one romantic relationship from your past or prospects that you have. Take it as it resonates, but definitely something having to do with the realm of love. You're going to be able to take a more objective look at those types of relationships as well. And it's going to help you clear out any energy that may need to be cleared out so you could move forward more successfully in love, whether you're currently in a relationship, a long-term relationship, or not. The events and the reflection that's going to be taking place over the next 3 months to a year is going to just bring a lot of clarity for you, that's going to help you feel more successful moving forward in your romantic relationships. But I'm also getting the energy of self-love too. So that's where that balance comes in, that Libra energy. You're looking at your relationships with other people, definitely romance too, because I do see Venus here on the bottom of this other card. Definitely relationships with other people and passion even towards other people in a romantic way and a partnership type of way. But there's also this emphasis with Aries and the Hermit and the Cardinal energy and the fire energy, which is very much self-focused for the most part. You're going to be also focusing on, like I said in the beginning, your own inner wisdom, your own judgment, and your own discernment. And that is really going to be coming into the forefront of your awareness, your conscious awareness, and what you're going to be working on in the next 3 months to a year. You're really going to be focusing on your inner wisdom and your own inner judgment and leaning into that and trusting in that more than you ever have in your life, and maybe also growing in your spiritual connection as well. There's definitely a deeper connection with the intuition coming in with the Queen of Cups here as well. So you're going to be more emotionally sensitive, but it's going to help you see things and sense things that you may have not had as clear. That was my ice machine. That you may not have had as clear access to previously. So we also got, protection, but just like looking at this card and then the Queen of Cups and then the love, I think a lot of you may be deepening a relationship or bond with your children if you have children. For some of you, it's going to be a deeper relationship and connection with Mother Earth, I'm getting. Mother Nature, maybe spending more time in nature. Some of you may be gardening, or if that's already a current hobby of yours, you're going to be leaning into that more, which is lovely. Maybe just spending more time in nature. Maybe going to a more naturey place. We also got this forgiveness card, and I can't help but notice, since we're talking about nature, it's a woman kind of like, she's like wading in some water, and you can see there's a waterfall in the background. So you could be going to like a national park or something if you're in the United States, or in other countries, wherever you have, access to that kind of nature. Something that's, so much bigger than you, and like something maybe you're not used to seeing all the time, nature-wise, that's going to bring some inspiration to you. We got forgiveness here too. I feel like for a lot of you, you're letting go. You're letting bygones be bygones, and you're letting go of any kind of like resentment that may have built up in previous relationships. I think a lot of you are ready to shed and forgive for past situations, and also forgiving yourself, because that self-love, we have to forgive ourselves, to really accept ourselves. And you're working on doing that too. This judgment is towards yourself and towards others, but you're able to balance that objectivity with empathy and with realizing that I'm only human. So is everybody else. We're all going to make mistakes. I have to extend that grace and loving energy just as much towards myself as I do to anybody else. It cannot be out of balance with one another. So you're coming into divine balance. And I promise you, when you look back on your year, like 1 year from now, you're going to see a huge difference and a huge change in your life and in your relationships and just the way that you carry yourself and the way you trust yourself and the kind of access that you have to your intuition and a higher wisdom that you know is coming from beyond you, but you put in the hard work to build and cultivate that connection and to build and grow that self-love, and it's helping you show up better in your relationships with other people as well. So, and we also have happiness was on the bottom of this other deck. So ultimately, this is for your greatest and highest good. You're also going to be so much happier. You're going to be growing over the next 3 to 6 months to a year. You're going to just see it happening gradually, but you're going to notice it along the way. And 1 year from now, you're going to look back and you're going to be so happy with the progress that you have made. I'm feeling that strongly for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in another one again soon.